Look, so welcome in, Paul. Good to have you. Ryan Stringer for your Class A Perm Recording. So, man, I get up. I'm sure you get this. I get up and I'm like, all right, how can I be 1% better than yesterday? Most recently, look at this round. This is what we're trying to do. Look, I had a check mark in every hole. Look, all 9 holes. So I hit 9 of 9 greens in regulation to go on to shoot a 35 on the par 36. And I put check marks when I get the green in regulation. They're like little carrots to me. They're like, ooh, my tummy gets warm and fuzzy. I get a carrot. I got a carrot, like middle of the game. And so and then what happens is if a hole happens where I don't get a check mark, it's like the alarm bells are like ringing in my head. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What just happened? How did I miss the green? Was it a bad tee shot or was it a bad approach shot? And if it was a bad tee shot on my next tee ball, I will not be aggressive. I'll be conservative with my approach to getting the ball in the fairway. If it wasn't the tee ball and I've been driving it good, and it was a bad approach, now if it was offline, I'm worried about my swing path. If I made bad contact, I'm worried about my weight shift. And if it's curving the wrong way, I'm worried about how much I supinate. And so basically throughout a round of golf, I'm figuring out how I'm going to hit the greens in regulation. Now, here's what's amazing. I sometimes come out of the gate already, because I train in here so often, already doing the form correct and already hitting it online and hitting the first green in regulation and hitting the second and so forth, like this round where I had all 9. But sometimes I go out and I miss the first green and miss the second green, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and then I get on a stretch of greens. And so the key is to learn when you miss why so you can help yourself. But look at this real quick. Look, where's my pressure? Do you see it? Look, balls of feet. And then where am I going? Straight across. Then where? Down to my heel, right? And then my ball, if we take a look at where the line is, look, here's the line, right? Here, I'll put some lines up here for you. And so I take it straight back over the chili whacker, right? And then look, I get the 50-50 style pressure. Look at my pressure, 53-47 here to the top, right? On the balls of my feet. Then as I come down, look, I go from the inside out as I shift to my left. Look, I'm shifting to my left right now, 60%. Now look, 61%. Handles leaning forward, right? And yeah, I must be too far away because look at this. I hit it off the toe and I had to come forward to hit it. So I definitely set up too far away. So I just need to get closer. My next one is what I realized. And then look, good extension. And then where's the ball hit the screen? You see where I'm hitting the screen here? Look where it hit. I'm hitting this side of the screen, right? Because what am I doing? I'm starting it right and doing what? Trying to draw it back, right? And how do I get it to draw back? Is by doing what? Yeah, doing my wrist. Look at my left hand to close the face, And look, it's not a flip. Look at the face. It's very stable as I do this. Now, one of my students, Jim, the other day, he's like, Ryan, actually, he was noticeably frustrated. We're talking like upset. And this guy's an ex-policeman, and he's not happy, you could tell. And I was like, listen, I'm like, wait, he had like a 1-foot putt. He's made a lot of progress. He went from 110 down to an 83, but now it's getting more serious, and it's been 6 months or so and about 30 lessons, and he's dropped a lot of strokes. He's basically dropped 20 strokes because he was shooting 110 and now he's in the 80s. And when he has a bad round, it's high 80s or low 90s, and he's not as happy now because he demands more. But here's the thing. I told him, I said, listen, every week, I don't even know what's going to be the worst part. Meaning I know I'm going to have to work more on something. It's like normal, oh, your putting's doing better than your driving. You're driving it better than you're hitting your irons bad. It's always this thing. So I'm like, okay, what part is the weakest? So I usually go after my last game and I write things down when I'm practicing. Right now I'm working on my alignment. I've been aiming a little too far right unintentionally. So I'm working on that. And then I'm always practicing my foot pressure, my start line, and then the amount of supination. And here's the thing. When I'm out there, I'm just trying to do my best shot in each one. And then whatever that ends up being, it ends up being. Right. And I told Jim, I was like, unless you're playing in tournaments, I said, he had like a 1-foot putt. I was like, hey man, pick it up. It's good. And he's like, I'm like, dude, you're not playing in tournaments. This is a hobby. You're doing this for fun. Yeah. Remember, this is for fun. You're doing this for fun. And so I said, instead of having the approach like, oh, I'm frustrated, I should have been better yesterday, You should just be like, okay, I'm endlessly in this world of like, okay, what am I working on? And then practice that, and then try again, and then practice that, and then try again. And as you keep doing this and just trying, your score will your score is going to get better if you keep doing the right practice. So it's more about identifying what to practice and then doing practice on it. That way, then you're working on the right things. And then before you know it, over time, you're going to get better and better at it. Here's the reality. I wasn't consistently breaking 70 until now. I'm a +4 handicap now this month. That's the lowest it's ever been. I've shot 68 in my last 3 rounds. This is what it takes, to be at that level. But I didn't get there in like a year. I mean, it's been since 2003. So what is that now? 22 years of training with video to be able to shoot under 70 regularly. And I'm still trying to figure out how to shoot in the 60s in a 4-day tournament. I've had 3-day tournaments and I shoot like 72, 71, 76. And like, I'm not breaking 70 like I do in regular golf because I didn't grow up playing in tournaments. I'm a late bloomer, if you will. And so I'm still learning how to use the adrenaline, because when you play, you're going to have adrenaline. And the key is everyone will have it. We're all going to be nervous, but really it's a shot of adrenaline coursing through your blood as you tee off because of the stress of the game. And then you have to operate on adrenaline. And the best golfers on the planet, you know what they do? They harness the adrenaline and they use it for good instead of letting it crumble them. They get kicks out of it. They're like, oh, good, I'm on adrenaline. I can hit the ball 10 yards further off the tee. I can make longer putts because my focus is greater. They're using it to help them. So anyway, that's like what basically is going on out there. So each time we come in, as you know, what are we doing here? Figure out what to go practice. Then go give me some practice on it, right? Range or backyard or, garage or wherever. And then we'll keep on building.